If you've been in the gym lifting for some time now, but you don't look like you have ever touched weight in your life, I'm going to show you how to fix that, and it all comes down to how you are dressing. Because you want to obviously look like you lift when you actually lift. You don't want to be looking skinny. You don't want to be looking like you have no muscle. We want to show off our hard work, okay? And this is exactly the problem that I faced and so many guys face, but I'm going to solve it for you right now, okay? You can see here the transformation is insane. So, rule number one before we get into anything at all. The physique will always be the fit. Our key priority is to build the female gaze physique because it is versatile. When we're building an aesthetic physique, it is important that we build one that is versatile, that can fit into clothing well, and that is virtually universally accepted. We don't want to be looking like a power fatty powerlifter, a stupid bodybuilder, because obviously it's going to be hard to find clothes and it's just an uncanny, not attractive look. No, we have to understand the physique. If we're trying to present ourselves attractively, the physique that's going to be found attractive is the female gaze physique, the physique that is attractive to girls. And that consists of a few things: wide V-taper back with developed lats, vascularity and developed shoulders, and a low body fat percentage, preferably with visible abs, okay? And this is all emulating the kind of movie star physique that girls are fantasizing inside of the real world. And if you build this, then you're going to have success in the real world as well, because it's simply universally accepted. So you have to remember that before you think about anything, before you go to package yourself, you have to be working towards this physique. And if you want to build this physique, check the link in the description for the community that I have built myself with every single lesson I know. You can do it for yourself in less time than I did it for myself, and I'll help you through the way. But with that being said, once we start to develop these things, that's when we can package them in a way that shows them off to achieve the female gaze, okay? Because our goal is to make our physique look wide, physically imposing, and aesthetic. And building the female gaze physique will include the key thing of that, which is to have a 1.6x golden ratio. It's going to make it so much easier to wear clothes in any situation and actually look good, okay? You can see here this 1.6x ratio taking into effect right now. Wider than girls, have this aesthetic broad frame, gives the illusion that you are a protective figure, and it's going to get you more attraction in the real world. So that we know that to look good in any clothes in the first place, we have to optimize our physique and build the female gaze physique. And we know that we have to be trying to look wide and imposing and aesthetic, okay? So how do we do this? How do we actually dress to show this off? How do we actually emphasize this inside the real world, outside of the gym? Well, we need to do the masculine wardrobe construction. We need to build it, okay? Now, this is gonna be very, very important to follow if you want to actually look good in the real world and you want results, if you want your physique to stand out and actually get the real world tangible results that you're working for, because there's no point going to the gym, there's no point improving your looks if you're not getting attraction, if you're not getting respect, if you're not getting social benefits, okay? Because you need to stop coping right now. If you're going to sit here and say that you do it for yourself and you don't do it for girls and you don't do it for respect and to flex and to get aura, then you're fucking cope, okay? You're lying. I'm not afraid to say it. I started the gym. I wanted to improve my body so I could get some play, so I can get some girls, and you did too. So stop. You can be safe around here, bros. Don't be full of shit, okay? So when we're building the aesthetic masculine wardrobe, there are a few rules. What not to do, okay? We do not want any outlandish colors, don't match or have any flow. And you can see here, back in the day, my early gym days, I was wearing the most retarded fit ever. Black shoes, white socks, pale ass skin, red shorts, fucking lifting belt for bench press, a yellow shirt, a grey trucker hat. I was bald as well, and I'm wearing like white earphones. This just has no flow at all, okay? So that is number one red flag that we do not want to be doing. It's going to make us look stupid and not accentuate our physique at all, because it's just taking away from the physique being the fit. Like I said, the physique is the outfit. The muscles are meant to stand out. We need to be doing what it takes to make them stand out. So why would you want to detract, like subtract people's attention from your muscles and from your vascularity and from your leanness onto some bright fucking fluorescent gay colors? Fuck that shit. Same thing here. We should not be wearing overt and obvious gym brand clothing, okay? This is just ultimate gym sell. Unless you are sponsored or unless it is very subtle or you are a professional bodybuilder, you should not be rocking around with Gymshark stringers and Gymshark tanks around, okay? Now, I understand. This is what every guy does when they first start seeing some gains. And I did it as well because you obviously are making some muscle and you want to show it off and you want to be known as the gym guy. And I did this as well. But if you're not big and if you're in your beginner stages, if you're not impressive yet, then you're just going to come across weird and people are going to look at you sideways. Like, why am I wearing Gymshark logo here? Like, long fitting thing as well. This is another thing. Loose fitting sleeves and longer fit shirts, unacceptable. That is a loose fucking fitting sleeve. That is a loose fitting sleeve. That is a oversized long shirt. Like, what am I doing? You can see here. And the fit, again, color does not flow, okay? Now, another thing is wearing gym attire to public settings, okay? If you were to rock around with this in the shopping center, in a public setting, this is just unacceptable. This is, again, just gym sell. It's only acceptable under one condition only. And if you are just fresh out of the gym and you're parading a pump to mog everyone to death. But if you're wearing this as a genuine fit to go down the street, then you are not doing it justice, because the whole point of being attractive and building this aesthetic wardrobe is to look effortless. It's to look like your physique just fucking spawned in, and for some reason it's just accentuated really well. But if you're rocking around with this shit, this is just screaming pick me. This is just fucking gym sell to the oblivion, okay? So what to do instead? How do we actually construct the aesthetic masculine wardrobe? Well, you can see here some pictures of me doing exactly this, and we're going to talk about what this entails, okay, and how it helped me specifically. Firstly, we need to optimize for slimmer fitting shirts that will hug the arm always, okay? You can see here, this is like a medium sized shirt. Don't be afraid to size down, okay? Having a slim fit around the arm that hugs at the right spot on the biceps is going to make you look so much bigger. And this is the key differential part when you're walking down the street, because everyone can see your arms, okay? This is going to separate you from people seeing and knowing if you lift or not, okay? Because if you're rocking around with a loose fitting shirt, how is motherfuckers going to know I lift? I could have massive arms. And you see this as well. Bodybuilders wear massive oversized shirts. Yeah, you can tell from their frame that they're big. But if you're a normal guy and you have an aesthetic lean physique, well, we want to be capturing that. But you can't do that with this type of sleeve. So wear arm fitting like sleeves, like right here, that's tight as well. Sleeveless tanks and wife beaters are also essential, like right here, especially if you have an arm dominant physique. You can easily rock these out in public without looking like too much of a faggot and a tryhard, okay? Another thing which you can see here across all these 5 images is there's not a big amount of graphics, okay? We need to reduce the amount of design and graphics so you can show off the physique more. Because like I said, if you're rocking around with real crazy colors, rainbow shit, designs all over the shirt, you're taking away from the physique being the fit. People should be looking at you and instantly their eyes are flicking to your fucking massive bicep cock vein, like right here, and your fucking big shoulders and your frame. They don't want to be looking at fucking some massive meme of SpongeBob on the middle of your shirt or some fucking random basketball player that doesn't even know you. That's just fucking gay, okay? So keep it simple, all right? And another thing is to stick to a pretty neutral color palette. You can see here, darker colors, black especially, and grays and dark blues work very, very good for me. And it can also create a contrast against your skin if you're paler that will make you, people's eyes go to your arms, etc. All right? Now, dark works best as well for me because it's about masculine polarization at the end of the day, okay? It's not just about making our physique look better, it's about making us look a bit more mysterious and a bit more masculine, and black is usually a dark, simple, monotone color that we can use for this, okay? Now, another thing is with going out scenarios, we can use button-ups, okay? We can undo the top button for extra appeal, you can see here, but again, all of these images are using some form of the aesthetic masculine wardrobe. They're either simple, using tight-fitting shirts that actually accentuate the physique. All of these pictures have something in it that will help me show off my physique, rather than doing this and this. Doesn't work, okay? So now that we know that, what would I suggest for you to get in your wardrobe right now to optimize your physique, okay? You need to get some key essentials, all right? Number 1 is tank tops. These are for casual wear down the street, in the gym or exercise, as an underlayer, and you need to get a good form accentuating one. Don't get the ones from Kmart or Target, they are shit. Get a good brand that's going to last you. Treat it like a statement piece, okay? But only get it in basic colors. Slim fit shirts, like I've already explained, this is everyday wear, simple colors, great for arm dominant physiques, goes with anything. And if you're in Australia, you can go and get these slim fit mediums for 15 bucks from H&M, and they absolutely mog. They're so good. Minimal graphics as well. You also need some baggy sweats, joggers, or cargo pants for everyday wear. Again, simple. And this is because it allows for a great waist taper when worn with a good slim fit shirt. Because if you have a wider leg and it tapers into your waist and you have this V taper, it's creating more of a stark contrast between your physique, making you look more uncanny, making you look more attractive and more jacked, okay? Now get uncuffed so you don't look like a dork. Just get with the times. People are now wearing these like baggy ones which go over the shoes. This mogs, this is aesthetic. Black and grey is all you need with this, okay? And you just have to remember that, going back on all of this, remember that a mogger in rags beats a jester in a suit, which basically means that you can outdo somebody wearing Gucci, wearing designer clothes, wearing fancy graphic shirts. You can outdo a $500 outfit if you are just aesthetic and jacked and you spend $20 on a fucking outfit, okay? And I'm doing this myself. I see people do this all the time. The number one thing is to remember that the physique is the fit. You need to follow the ideal aesthetic masculine wardrobe rules, which I've outlined, and remember to build the female gaze physique. Again, if you want to learn how to build that for yourself to get the starting point foundation and actually attract girls and actually get respect in the real world, level up totally, then check the link in the description. I'll help you with that in my community. But with that being said, remember that progress is purpose, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.